Alrighty, looks like we are live and alive, metaphorically, metaphysically, metastically, fantastically, ecstatically. Oh, wow, that one didn't come out right. Anyway, screw it. We're done. We're done with that. No more rhyming. Now I mean it. Anybody want to peen it? Yeah, we are playing a new game here. It's a demo of a game that I saw a little while ago, like a few months ago or whatever. And I saw it and I'm like, oh, that's an interesting idea. It is a spiritual successor to, um, one second, let me change this to that. There we are. Replace the retro 3D aesthetic from the 2000s. Oh, I kind of like that. It doesn't seem to do anything for the... So you get the item there when this is on. You get a little retro aesthetic from the 2000s, and I see like a little item thing up here just on the bottom left of there, but I don't see anything else. So we might need to turn down this just a smidgen. We'll see how it goes. I will play it with the aesthetic off, even though it saddens me to do that. But yeah, this is a spiritual sequel to Parasite Eve. Which I think Parasite Eve had one sequel to it, something like that, an actual sequel. But we haven't seen that series since early 2000s. But yeah, here we are. We got ourselves some lovely little sound. I'm gonna maybe turn that down just a smidgen. Move this a little bit closer. Hopefully we all hear each other pretty well. Let me just check a couple of other settings and we will get started here. Yeah, I think we're good. Alright, let me get back into the game. Press the start button. I can do that. Settings. General. Vibration on. Controls. Use item. L trigger. Okay. X. Player attack 2. Y. Okay. Anything else? Seems that's the only thing you can actually change. Alright. Move left and right. Can I use my joystick? That'll be an interesting thing. Alright. Sure. Sure. Alright. Well, let's do it. Sure. We'll do that one. You can change the psionic energy color, gauge color in settings. Alright. For all you colorblind peoples out there. Rain. Crow. Eating fish eye. I think they're dead. So this place looks like it had some issues. I wonder if that's the main character. What? That was kind of a weird little cut. Alright, so feedback. That cut was a little awkward. Like, what was I looking at? Did something happen and the little robot looked at it? If it's so, I did not get enough time to process that. It just kind of happened. Aww. Are we unconscious? Do we have brain damage? Again, if you are knocked unconscious and you are unconscious for longer than just a few seconds, you probably have a major concussion and you should see a doctor. If you are out for longer than that, like an hour or like even just 5-10 minutes, you definitely have problems. Static noise. Nova, the transport aircraft crash. And oh, son of a bitch, I can't read all that fast. Cut down when we see. Can I go up? I can't scroll up. Has been cut as well. Self-check, minor skin abrasions, nothing serious. Grade C mission, retrieve databank, continuing mission. Hold L to run, hold RB at the same time to walk. You can only walk out of combat. Interact. Approach objects and press A to interact. Why would I want to walk? The crew are long dead and the transport ship is completely wrecked. But I got some 9mm ammo. I'm sorry, but that skirt is just not very practical. I'm gonna be honest. This is not practical. Like, you got like little, what, sports underwear under there? It's just thigh highs. It just doesn't seem very practical to me. That seems like a, ooh, we got fixed camera. Nice, it makes minor repairs to cybernetic implants, so I'm playing a cybernetic person. Well, that means I don't really care about their safety. I'm a human supremacist. But, okay, looks alright. Movement is fine. It's a little weird, and again, we do have quite a lot of the, let's see, do we have it? Yeah, of course we do. We have boob jiggle physics. And we have a ass to, or a hip to shoulder ratio that is bordering on dangerous. Alright. More ammo. Okay. Well, these cuts and, the cuts in between things, from gameplay to... Her boobs are still jiggling. From one place to the cutscene or whatever, pretty rough. And, ooh, that's a bit rough on there, too. You know, maybe the boob jiggle physics actually makes sense here because she's going to be like some kind of silicon kind of creature. A synthetic organism, so, you know, the jiggle is a little weird. The ATC gauge will accumulate continuously in battle. Upon reaching stage 1, you can use a melee weapon attack by pressing X or use a range attack by pressing Y. Upon reaching stage 2, you can use an item or skill by pressing L trigger. Interact. When you attack locks onto enemies, you can press da. Okay. That might have been overkill. P320, I guess I got that? Alright, so Y to enter main menu and change equipment. Okay. Equipment, swap, firearm. Ah, that's why I couldn't fire anything. I was like, why can't I shoot anything? Is it just me, or the selection box is a little off? I feel like the little bouncing blue rectangle should be a little bit to the left. As is the green arrow, but okay. This is really a grade C mission. I wouldn't know. I have no reference. Neutralizes toxin. Alright. This is the way we came. We're pretty on rails here, looks like. Okay. Can't interact with that. Oof. So definitely need smoothing out those cuts, those switches. Oh. I thought I needed 2 for that, but I guess not. Oh, ow. So I'm getting kind of what they're putting down here. That feels like old Parasite Eve. Again, I haven't played that game in God knows when. But our defense went up, our max HP went up, our max EP went up. Ooh. Very nice. Again, I'm not sure how rare the ammo's going to be, so maybe I should keep my bullets to myself here. I did get a few here. How many bullets do I have? I have 25 bullets in there. Now, is that 25 in total? Or 25 and then 10 in the clip? I'm thinking 25 in total. I'm gonna say 25 in total. Alright, we're just walking along. So far, fine. Music is pretty bare bones. Oof. Oof. I know they're kind of going for that old school feel, but that's one of those old school feels. Maybe you leave back in the old school there. I don't need that motion sickness inducing kind of thing. Also, am I just never gonna, like, see enemies? Like, I didn't see any enemies there. They just kind of popped into existence. First, there's just warning shared everywhere. Don't drink untreated water. Some said a glowing bug would settle at the bottom of your cup like a teeny specks of starlight swimming in the water. That day, bottled water was wiped clean from the supermarket shelves. But in the second week, the story began to mutate. Ahaha. People who never drunk untreated water went down too. Their heads felt swollen, stuffed with cotton. Beneath their skin, something crawled. Countless fine legs walking along the nerves. People turned to suspect airborne transmission, and masks, filter cartridges, and window sealing tape became the new talismans. More unsettling still, infections show up even in ICO wards. Layer upon layer of disinfection, positive pressure, filtration. No dust motes should have made it in, yet people still seized in their beds, went blank-eyed, then tore at themselves as if trying to dig something out from inside. Nurses said that after they clawed their skin open, strange growths appeared along the wound edges. Thread thin, faintly luminous under the light. Officials are still tracing the source, but on the streets, the rumor has already changed. Maybe what spreads was never water nor air. Yeah, maybe it's sin. So okay, I'm just kind of... Let's see here. Well, okay, so it's not. Alright, so that's nice to know, actually. Oh, I should have seen that coming. Wait, hold on. I was nowhere near that. So again, I'm just kind of getting fights. I'm not really seeing any enemies on the map, so maybe that's something that they'll add later. But I do seem to remember, didn't Parasite Eve have enemies on the map you could see? I feel like that was a thing. Small amount of EP. After 6 months away, I came home only, then realized I left the electricity bill unpaid. The hollow lights don't even turn on. All the way back, I kept bracing myself. The bag of meat in the fridge should have rotten into a puddle of nauseating sludge. One whiff when I opened the door and I'd pass out. But then I pulled the fridge open. There was still a bite of cold inside. The meat was blackened and rancid, dotted with teeny specks of mold. Of course, it was inedible, but it hadn't melted. No seeped juices, no soft collapse, just a hard lump curled in its bag as if time itself had been pickled. Stranger still, the plastic bulged in one side spot, pressed to the meat's outline, rising and falling slowly. What? I stared for too long before I realized there was no wind in the kitchen, yet the fridge made a faint tap, like someone rapping with a fingernail. I shut the fridge door. My palms were drenched. The power that went out was this house. I don't know why, but it still felt like something else never stopped. You are a very strange writer. That is some very odd writing style right there. Tools. Transfer the plus point of one equipment to another. The equipment will be consumed in the process. Oh no. Kinda trying to move around these motherfuckers. Ow. I kind of wish I could heal in between combat, but I don't think I can. Okay, we can. Alright, we just gotta go in the menu. It's a little bit awkward. Is that just... I think that's just electrical right there. Yeah, it's just electrical. Alright, well, I guess we open up this door. I don't know what we're doing. I don't have much of a story, and your spine is strange. You stand up really straight. And you definitely got that thrust your chest out forward. It's a little bit whatever. I hate to bring it up, but I'm becoming incredibly anti-gooner. The more I find that it is becoming this crutch, it feels like I understand why. I understand why I do, because Lord knows. It is one of the easiest things to one of the easiest ways to just get guys to buy your game, and it doesn't affect the visual fidelity or your narrative too much. But I don't know. I do find it is, to me, it's becoming distracting. Out of service. Because it's like every single game. Enhances the accuracy of a weapon. Oh, I don't think I've missed anything. Use security key, eh? We got some there. Nothing there. Another door. Iron gate is locked. Well, I can read the signs. Maybe. But I will look here. I don't know. I just kind of wish, again, like, you can have... And again, I do differentiate between having attractive characters and having gooner characters. And I do feel like there's a substantial difference between that. Last week, our captain suddenly ordered us to seal the whole block. Our security clearance to security guards was lowered, and we can only move around the courtyard. Main entrance to the block has been completely sealed shut. We're not allowed to ask any questions. We only follow orders. But recently, Ben has been acting suspiciously. He must be playing on something. I wonder if I should report this to the captain. Opens the main entrance to the courtyard. Okay. Alright. Sure. I don't know. Like, Monster Hunter has it to where, like, most of the stuff there, like, there's some goonerish stuff, like, to a certain degree. Like, you could maybe make the argument of, Gemma. Maybe. But the big thing is that they're attractive. There's a little bit with, like, the skins. Obviously, some of the skins are a bit, silly and fanciful and whatnot. But I just... It is so much more tactfully done than just... Have a character have massive, fucking ballistic missile tits, gigantic thighs, wears obviously kind of fetishistic clothing of thigh highs that it's just like, it kind of just doesn't fit the aesthetic. Like, this paper, over the past week, multiple hospitals have received a large number of suspected psychiatric cases. Patients first reported their head swelling, followed by intense, vivid, tactile hallucinations, as if ants were crawling under them, gnawing at the skin muscle. Many scratched and skin split open, bleeds, and still can't stop. Their eyes fixed as though chased by something unseen. Doctors say the presentation resembles drug withdrawal, yet screenings and history point to the same conclusion. None of the patients have ever used drugs. The Health Bureau has launched a joint investigation, has not yet announced any suspected trigger. Zhongdao's neon still burns as usual, only some whisper that what truly goes may be the invisible ant colony beneath the skin. Weird writing, but okay. I feel like there might be some kind of English translation thing happening here that is a bit off. We'll save right there. Again, so far kind of fun, but I know, again, like this right here, like the skirt that's not really a skirt because it's kind of a tunic dress. That's actually just a coat. Like, it's just her coat. Like, she doesn't have... That's just her coat. Her overcoat. But why wear... Like, the heels, okay, whatever, it's still kind of silly, but why is she in thigh highs, extreme thigh highs, with just enough gap to show skin? I don't know. It's just... it's not so much bothering me on an individual basis, because I don't mind. Again, I'm fine with it. I like pretty characters. I even like sexy characters sometimes. But it bothers me when every fucking game is exactly this way. Is exactly looking this way. And it starts feeling very obviously coded in a weak, just something off. I still don't know what... That's Ben. And I don't think I had any code for Ben, right? I need to prepare before I head out. Well, okay. I'm not sure I saw anything. I could check the files again. Mike's diary. Ben has been acting suspiciously. He must be planning something. What if I should report this to the captain? I don't see any numbers there. I don't see anything in the environment. Except for 740. Okay. Alright. Took a guess. Was wrong. I don't see anything else. There's more broken computers. More bullshit. I feel like this should be interactable, but it's not. There's nothing in this captain's office. Except for the save station. Nothing on the walls or on the floor or anything. Nothing in the bunks. Nothing in the bunks. Just making sure. Alright, alright, alright. Well, we did have some items. We could improve something, I think. Didn't I pick something here? Attack? Plus point is less than 100. Okay. Did it automatically equip those things? Hit and range is up by 1. Alright, I'm gonna assume it did. And again, no dialogue so far, no engagement. We got a guy with a lot of eyes. Oh boy, that was terrible. I'm trying to move. Promise you. dodged, you can do that. Well, hey, at least, there we are. At least I was, you know, in range to actually do something about that. Ouchie. Hold on. Cannon! Fire! Nice. And plus points, 264. Alright, our attack and agility went up. And everything else went up a little bit too. Okie dokie. Open up map. Destructible object. I can destroy things? Okay. Save point. Functional computer. The character is moving while I'm in the map. That's a little funny. Not sure that was supposed to happen. Okay. That opened up that door. What about this door? Oh. I'm on the other side of the door. Oh, I'm gonna vomit. So there's a destructible. God damn it. All right. Farther along, apparently. Okay, apparently you can break things by hitting X. All right. Oof. So, it's kind of fun. Very Parasite Eve, obviously, because, you know, it's Parasite Eve. Makes sense. But definitely, you're not really getting any story here. This is mostly just gameplay combat. That's not bad. It's not bad to do that, but it is a little weird for me. Just kind of, like, just being here, I guess. Not quite sure what was going on with that, but okay. So enemies respawn. A little bit disconcerting on that one. If I'm gonna be honest, a little annoying. But okay. Research building courtyard, sure. Cheap and lightweight civilian grade tactical vest. Does this like degrade? Let's see. It's got defense, EP defense, and then DEG. I don't know what that means. I don't know what DEG means. But I'm gonna put it on. Doesn't change anything visually with my character, it looks like. I'm gonna assume this door is locked, but... Again, not much happening here. Aegis reinforced glass. Not even a resonance blade can cut through it. Okay. It'll take some time to find another way around. Now, it'll probably take me just a few minutes, honestly. Oh no! Ow. Oh, nice. The second bullet killed the other one. I didn't think it would do that, but it did. That's good. That's good. Alright. We have an A right there. We have a down bit right there. We got a side bit over here. Got a dead end right there. Nah. Actually, you know what? This might have like a locker that has a key code for that computer. You got more pistol ammo? Boy, you give me a lot of pistol ammo. Not complaining, mind you, but give me a lot of pistol ammo. Yep. But I don't have that. But I can take a look around. Neurotoxin, alright. So far, demo's kind of fun. Definitely. Need to remember to break things. So there's something that we missed on the bottom here. Energy breakthrough for stuff. Okay. You can do like that. It's you. Okay. One thing to another thing. Alright, that's the second time you've done that. I got nothing for that. I guess I keep going. Alright, so we got a lock there that we can't unlock. Ugh. You know what, let's go into this other area. It looks like this... I mean, I guess it doesn't connect to the building, but it looks like it should. Is this the main way? Looks like some strange looking bathrooms. A FN59 or 509A7. Reliable and durable pistol. Okay. Anything in here? No. Okay. Nothing there. Nothing there. Med injector. Okay. Corpse with blue hair, and there's a document here somewhere. I just can't. Alright. We'll get it in a second, but... I should notice today, urgent citizens remain homeless, isolated at dusk, city lights, Good enough. What about the blue hair? Severe stomach rupture, open eyes, toxin seems to slow the rate of decay. There's a file in his hand. To all security period, due to virus infection infecting all apartments, blah blah blah. Technical scheme is reinstalled, strengthen security. All security terminals password is 788965. Change your personal password immediately upon logging into there. Do not use a weak combination for your password. If you notice any unusual things, please blah blah blah. So 788965. Damn it. One second. We're going to wait a moment here, and then we're going to EP skill, minor heal. Ooh, fancy moves. Ah, wasted bullet, but that's fine. Well, we got a combination. God damn it. Not the one I was aiming at, but okay. Damn, they're fast. Really? Oh, well, he's stuck. Hold on. Really? My word. You took a lot. And we wasted some ammo. We ended up losing more than we, or we used more than we, gained. But we can go here. Get this now. Ah, shit, I don't actually... 788965. I'm like this. I can't remember. It's like 88965, but I couldn't remember first. Alright. 788965. Nothing on surveillance. Game! Honey, I fixed your phone. I couldn't help but smile when I saw your selfie. We took a rooftop last week. The photo you hugged me is just so sweet. Really, I love your blue hair. Aww. I asked your college to put your phone in the security office locker. Code is 357. Okay. So we got that now. Which is in here? 357? No. It's not in there. It is... Where the hell was that? Back up here, right? Must be. Here? Here. 357. Around the corner, up to here, up to there. 3, 5. Old-fashioned phone still has a bit of charge left. Alright. So it's got slightly less hit than what I have now. Better attack by a fair bit. Okay. Rounds. Same. Range, same. Okay. Let's do that. Select the equipment to extract. Select to inject plus points into. We stacked and injected into the 59A. So it'll gain one attack. It loses another hit. The 320 will be consumed. Okay. Alright. I guess that helped it. Sure. So its range is a little bit better. Okay, sure. We don't need to heal. Items. Okay. And I guess that's all of that. Nice enough. All right. Kind of weird, but all right. I'm digging the game. I'm getting super powerful. I can see it. I can see how my power is growing. Soon I'll become unstoppable. Oof. Fixed camera is not bad, but it is a little bit nauseating at times. City government issued an evacuation notice this morning. After completed quarantine screening, residents may proceed to off-island isolation sites for observation. Anyone found infected during screening will not be allowed to leave. At the harbor, white tents have been hastily erected. The line's moving like a silent snake, slowly swallowing, slowly releasing. People in the white coats holding instruments will decide whether you get to see the far side of the river. More telling still, GC is almost empty. Someone saw their convoy last night driving towards the inside of the cordon. Temporary passes struck to the window, like people who got the answer early and left behind, stand in the wind, waiting. And it's very poetic. Got a lot of poet writers here. Everyone's, What the? I cannot believe I found that. I was aiming for the box. I shit you not, I was aiming for the box. Ah, what's in here? Attack +1. Alright. Cool. And what's in here? Rapid fire SMG. 5-shot burst per turn. Interesting. Interesting. So, ooh, damage goes down a lot. Rounds is pretty high. The range is pretty high. Hit is pretty terrible. Interesting. But I do like the idea of shooting lots of bullets. How much? I have a lot of ammo. What if I were to use tools? Okay, so that just allows me to tune up firearm. The fact that tune up, the first one, you're choosing the extractor, this. Then you're choosing that. Okay, so it's pretty strong. Not super strong, but its range is pretty good. Its to hits all right. Okay. Okay. Just putting it all in on there we go. We'll put that on there. Equipment. Upgrade.
How much do we need? Alright, so... right now it's +4. We can get it to +8. Alright, that's going to do some damage now. We used up all of our points. But that's okay. We're doing okay. Alright. I can't believe I found that secret. Again, I was just aiming for the boxes. Because I didn't know if they were breakable or not. I just kind of figured, it kind of looked breakable-ish. I'll aim for those boxes. Why not? Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt to look. Defense +1. Okay, we'll hold on to that. Our armor's pretty dog shit right now. Don't see anything indestructible. Without it won't start. I need forklift key. What for? Why? But why? Alright. Okay. Oh, hold on. Nanite. Fantastic. Okay. Alright. There's a strange forklift right there. Yeah, it's pretty strange. I don't know why it's strange, but you're telling me it's strange, so... gotta assume it's strange. Because you're telling me it is. I can't go in there. Can't interact with this. I don't have strange forklift key. Okay. Can I get my camera back? That'd be cool. Okay. A harumph, I say. Is there anything actually in here other than... no, just the upgrades. Okay. Where do we go? Le toilette. There's still something in the toilet. Le toilette. Pretty sure I got all the stuff from Le toilette. Wait, are you moving? The cornea is probably dehydrated. Additionally, a cold body cannot generate infrared reflection needed. I can use my sonic energy to warm up the corpse, but I need eye drops to hydrate the cornea. What? Where the fuck am I gonna find eye drops? Eye drops? Where in the world am I finding eye drops? To hydrate the cornea? Do I need to hydrate the cornea? Is that a thing? There's eye drops right there. Okay. Sure. I guess we're doing this. I'm gonna... and we also have to do 37 degrees for 3 seconds. Okay. Alright. Man, emergency exits are all sealed. There's another way out. There's a 60 by 60 vent actually on the hallway, 2 floors down. The safety exit on the western side of the research building's lobby. Oof. I've loosened the screw so you can easily remove the grill and enter the air duct. Sarah, but the internal structure is so complex I'll get lost inside. Don't worry, I have marked the way. Just follow the red arrows and you'll be fine. There's a grill at the end of the way. Open it and you'll reach the maintenance shaft area D4. I'll wait for you there. Then we will exit through the maintenance hatch to B2 commercial. But there's so many people here. Can we really escape? That's why we need to escape in the middle of the night. There's an abandoned maintenance shaft. I've placed a wooden plank on it and used a forklift to cover it. Okay, see you in 1 hour. I will wait for you, Sarah. Be careful. Found a key in the clothing. Feel like I could probably have found that without facial recognition, but okie dokie. Maybe I'm just an asshole. You know what? Let me, That's kind of interesting. I mean, it doesn't change it by that much, but it does kind of add that CRT kind of haze. That's kind of fun. But we're gonna turn that off because that'll drive me nuts. This must be the place. Used forklift. Forklift started. I guess I'll go down the ladder. Oh, I have to actually go down the ladder. All right. Always go the opposite direction of wherever they tell you. You gave me a lot of ammo there. That sounds like fighting. Ooh. There's an item over here. Is it a dead end? Might be a dead end. It's a fight. Oh my god. Smoked. Absolutely smoked. And, alright. Went up some more. Neutralizes toxin. Alright. I'm sure if I get toxin, I'll have plenty of things to neutralize it. You know, got that going for me. Guess we're just reverse engineering our way out of here, or deeper in. I'm not quite sure. This room has got attack and bad guys written all over it. There we are. Oh, what? But why? Is it only its head that takes damage, maybe? Alright. I guess so. So his body doesn't take damage, its head does. I didn't notice that in the first fight, because I just hit its head. Some kind of ant's shaft. Is it maintenance shaft? It's maintenance shaft. Kind of interesting how the lettering also doesn't appear fully unless you've looked at the entire room. Kind of funny. Check behind the box. Nope. Okay. Just making sure. All right. There's a box. Dodging capability of armor. We're going to save that for a little bit. Though we can take our stuff and put it on new, better equipment, can't we? Hold on. Had a feeling this was a save. I haven't gone mad, but that's not a good thing. Clarity is just another form of torture. This island is sealed. This room feels like a jar with the lid screwed on. Sometimes you can hear things sweat crawling outside. Anson and Newt couldn't hold out. They scratched until their nose flipped back, until their flesh turns inside out, as if they could pry the thing from under their skin. Then they went still. I thought it was finally over until the bodies stuck together like two blobs of hot wax melting into one, edges clinging, stretching into strings. And then that lump stood up. It didn't walk, it crawled at a very wrong, unnatural angle. I deadbolted the door and plated it with steel. The stored food is gone. Hunger drums in my stomach, forcing me toward the door. But all I have to do is close my eyes and I see them, how they fuge. Sarah didn't come. She's a researcher. Maybe the company took her away long ago. I hope she's all right. Maybe she's already off the island, sipping hot coffee, forgetting me. Should I go out and look for food? I can't hold on much longer. Oh, Ben. You went out to look for food and you got murked. We'll give it a good little save and let's continue on. We're making good progress. And we just got our ventilation duct. And you know what? Because we do have that, let's tune up armor. Actually, it's item. Get a little bit better defense. A little bit better dodge. And I don't think we have the points to upgrade anything, so we won't. There's a weird, like, anti-ageling thing or something going on with this, like, this weird pixelation that's happening. Oh, not quite hurting my eyes, but, ooh, shiny. We got more 9mm ammo. How much 9mm do I have? 137. Considering how much I've been fighting and shooting, you know, 5-round bursts, you have it all right. Whoop. Whoa, fixed camera. You gotta love it. Ever a reason I would walk. Boy, she walks slow. My God. So, it's interesting. I think there's something odd with their coding going on their staircase, because she should be moving slightly faster than that. And she is most decidedly not. I'll go through the door. Oh, yeah, there's something... Maybe it's just my graphics card, my graphics, whatever, but those edges are awful weird. Boss. This is a very quiet game. I feel like there should be music. Should there be music? That's an alien. You guys stole that from an alien. Ow. What? Do you have a grab? Okay, he can dodge a few attacks, it looks like. Well, he's angry. Ow. Way out of range. I don't know why I walked directly into that, but I did. There we are. Oh, what? Was there a cutscene? I'm just stabbing him? Okay. I stabbed him. Little weird. He's back. Look out behind you! Dead. That's what you get. You turned your back on an enemy, you didn't confirm kill, and now you're cut in half, you're missing an arm. Y'all went and screwed it up. Not me, though. I beat him. I beat him, you saw. First try. Thanks, bud. The music player feature has been unlocked. Oh, do I get music? Appearances unlocked. Okay. Congratulations on... Thank you for playing. Playtime 63 minutes and 3 seconds. Okay. That was a very quick... Okay. Let's do that one. Like, again, I can kind of appreciate, like, again, it's kind of fun, but I don't know, it does get a little bit, like, again, just her boobs shouldn't be that big and weird and perky, and her back is, like, arched in a way that I swear to God she's gonna get scoliosis from that or some shit. Like, just, you can have a perfectly, again, I think Monster Hunter has a nice, tasteful character model there, but then it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just too old. I'm too old and too weird. I'm clearly wrong, I guess, because... Alright. Like, honestly, that almost covers up as much as anything else. And that's the other thing. If you want to do little gooners, sure, but you also should, like, maybe I want to walk around like a Warhammer 40k. Hmm? You ever think that? You ever think that maybe I want to walk around like I'm Warhammer 40k? Let's do that fight again just for fun. I want to use my super on him. We have to go down here to get this again. We do. Alright. Oh, Jesus. Get some more damage, I guess. Yeah. I just find it's good when it's tasteful and it feels like it could almost be within the world. You know? Lore accurate, if you will. pretty decent damage on that. Can we bait out an attack? There we are. Oh yeah, we got this guy. He's dead. Ooh. Does he take more damage now? But he does more damage? He must be... Yeah, he's taking way more damage. Alright. So that's kind of what he does. Okay. Well, that's the end of the demo. That's a very short demo. But again, story-wise, hard to tell anything about this. It looks like it's going to be mostly text, not really voiceover, which too sad. It's sad. Too bad. I think Parasite Eve had voice. Did it? Maybe not. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. But no, that was fun. It was a fun little game, fun little demo. Can't really complain. I won't complain, I promise. That was fun. All right. So we did that. So now, yeah, music player already was unlocked. Appearance unlocked. Yep. And the demo is over. Return to menu. That's an interesting... I might keep my eye out for that. It's a very short game. Very short demo, but, you know, it's about an hour of gameplay. You know, that's a... You know, maybe I was getting... got a little spoiled, because there's been a couple of demos. Like, I feel like the... Monster Hunter Stories 3 demo was, substantial, you know? Like, that was a substantial freaking game right there. But no, that was good. I liked that. I found it enjoyable. I think it was good in a sense. Again, gameplay wise and enemy design looks fine. The graphics are okay-ish. They're going kind of for a bit of a mixture of the anime, but also a bit of the retro, which I can appreciate. I can definitely appreciate. I do feel like the Parasite Eve and the rest of them still had a better, more interesting aesthetic and overall art design. This one felt very, like, I couldn't tell you that area could be an area from, was it Zenless Zone or Zenless Zero Zone, Zone Zero, Zenless Zone Zero, whatever the fuck there. It kind of had a bit of a gotcha game aesthetic, which not necessarily bad, but it does feel very familiar in a not amazing way. In a way that hurts the uniqueness and interest of the game, at least a little bit for me. But otherwise, I think that was pretty interesting. Pretty solid. Yeah, I would say a few notes. The cuts between areas. I understand you're kind of doing the old school Resident Evil to where it would just smash cut into it, but part of the reason why we don't do that anymore is because it's really, really bad. Doing the not quite tank controls, but kind of movement controls is based upon where the camera kind of is to a certain degree. So when it shifts and moves, all of a sudden things can get a little weird. The camera shifting down in the middle of scenes, like when I was going up and down the staircase. I'd play around with the movement on that because it wasn't too bad, but there's something about it, like maybe it was too fast, or maybe it started, maybe instead of it just like you having to move a little bit and then it pops in, like there's a weird delay. It just kind of follows centered on the character for a little bit. I don't know. The camera felt okay-ish. Again, this is coming from a guy who doesn't do a ton of the old school Resident Evil and that kind of fixed camera anymore. I haven't played fixed camera on a game in decades. Um, just because I never really got into those type of games, but it's okay. I think it's got potential. Is that going to be a buy for me? Probably not. In the state that I'm seeing it, probably not. So, primarily because I just find I really want narrative games. I would really like a narrative game. If I'm gonna play a multiplayer, whatever, I'll play like an extraction shooter maybe, or like I'll play League of Legends or some shit like that. But I'm not I'm not feeling a single player game that story is going to be kind of vague-ish, vague and kind of a little like text based, purely text based, and kind of not well developed. That's the biggest I think criticisms I would have of that demo is I feel like the story I didn't get tantalized on the story. I got some gameplay tantalization and some basic puzzle and back and forth and the whole, go to one room, find a locked thing, keep an eye out for a code, eventually find another thing that gets you a code, then go backtracking forth. Yeah, that I got a taste of that and seems fine, on standard what I've seen in other games. So that's a good thing, it fits, but not exactly my tempo as far as story. I just didn't get a lot. I just didn't get really anything. I got some writing, which there's a small thing that it does feel a little like every writer is kind of doing their best to uh, doing their best to be kind of a very very creative, poetic writer. It feels a little bit strange. This it's actually a super hard thing. Like I struggle with that actually. Is making sure to modulate my writing style depending on like what perspective I'm looking from. It's always something that I end up like forgetting and realize, oh shit, I made everyone kind of sound the same, both in their talking and in their writing. If I'm doing different perspective, third person kind of perspective, creative writing, fiction, or something like that. And you get that. I got that a little bit with like, okay, you're getting these newspaper articles that feel like weird op-eds that not really news articles. So yeah, it just a little bit off on there, but not bad. Maybe just take a second pass through on there. Take a look at some of those dialogue things, some of those writing, and maybe a little editing, little messing about. But so beyond that, I know we haven't streamed much today. We didn't do it at our normal time. We were doing off time. I know, it's terrible. But we're gonna be practicing some late night stuff. So what I'm thinking is, there's a couple of videos we could react to. There's a documentary that I was watching. That's the fun one that I'm doing for my Friday discussion with fellow academics and whatnot, and a bunch of pretentious people. Blah blah blah. They're not pretentious. I joke about that, but like they're super laid back. Um, but it was the Century of the Self, which was oh man, I just forgot his name. I got it somewhere in my brain. I know it. Where the hell is it? Sadly, internet's running a little bit doggy right now. Um, just a bit doggy, certainly. But where is it? Century of the Self by Adam Curtis. I knew it was Curtis, but it's like I can't remember. What is it, like James Curtis? Something like that? No, it's Adam.
Adam Curtis. It's an interesting little four-part documentary, basically talking about how psychology and psychoanalysis combined with public relations, or the development of public relations, stemmed from a kind of the introduction of psychoanalytical theory into kind of the capitalist's marketing scheme, and then bled into politics as well. So they kind of went hand in hand, that businesses turned to psychoanalytical theory to try to understand the people, to make them buy products and become consumers rather than simply needs-based people, turn them into desire-based shoppers. And then politics turned that around into, see how can we get them to vote for us, how can they get them to vote for policies, blah blah blah. Basically the short end of it is that the only people who've really won from this is corporations. That's the ones who've won handily after all of this is corporations. But it's an interesting documentary, certainly. They did bring up Marcuse, and maybe we should read some Marcuse, because he's kind of a major critique, or one of the critics at the time, of this kind of psychoanalytical turn. Even though, again, he himself was trained in it, he was kind of looking at it, how it's being basically used for evil bastardization processes and really, really ugly stuff. But we're doing okay there. What else can we say? Do we feel like looking at anything really intellectually difficult? It is Thursday. Normally that's when we do that, but you know what? This may be a bad idea. It's almost certainly a bad idea. I really shouldn't. I shouldn't. I actually shouldn't. Generally shouldn't. I was thinking about playing some League. I know. It's a terrible, terrible idea. But I was thinking about playing some League, and that sounds dreadful to me. So instead, what we're gonna do is ba ba da ba 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 da ba. Let's see. Hold on. I have to answer a message real quick here. Sorry, we're answering a email right now. Because there was a debate apparently that again, somebody mentioned to me, but there's so many of them that people are coming up here that like, hey, you should watch this. Hey, watch that. Not a lot, mind you, because I'm not that popular, but a few people have been asking me to watch a few of these things. I'm like, I just don't know if I don't know if I care enough. Um, I saw bits of the Nick Shirley CPAC speech, and that's enough to make me not want to react to it. Like I can't. I can't listen to that kid speak. It makes me want to. It makes me want to do TOS violations. Because boy, man, howdy, does that dumbass just. He just. I'm sorry. He really should have the common sense, decency, and shame to shut up and just never speak on basically any topic ever again. Because he genuinely lacks the cognitive faculties to hold a conversation. I wish I could say it in any other way, but he might be one of the dumbest people I've ever seen speak. He might genuinely be one of the dumbest people I've ever seen speak. Oh, sorry, we're in between things here because I am currently selecting out a few things here and there to get rid of. Let me mute this real quick. I don't know. I keep looking at stuff like this and I'm like I don't watch enough of like YouTube other than just like again like gameplay funny stuff, and I watch occasionally something here or there, but mostly I'm reading articles or doing stuff like that, so I don't spend a ton of time. So my feed is not really great for like react to this political social kind of discussion here. It is and see, I'm just looking at even like the games, like there's survival games or whatever. I'm looking at them, and it's just like it's always just these massive, caked up, boobed ladies, and it just feels it feels one fucking note. That's the other thing is I feel like artistically, goddamn, it feels one note. Like the art style of a lot of these games, because they want to use very simple assets that are, somewhat aesthetically pleasing, but it's just kind of like, oh, it's just, like, big tits, big ass, vaguely weird AI generated looking faces. Um, it all, again, just kind of looks the same, and I can't tell the difference between one game and the other games. You know? I genuinely can't tell the difference between them. I wish I could, but I can't. But let's see here. Yeah, and like news wise, I'm even just like looking what's in the news? Is there anything good in the news? I keep wondering, is there any good news out there? I hear Pam Bondi's been fired, which I am both happy and sad about that. Happy in that, again, she should obviously be fired. She should never have had the position in the first place. She's a absolutely scum human being on Earth, despicable. But on the other hand, is that I am always afraid that, like, the people who get fired, sometimes they'll get gone after by the authorities, but more often than not, I find that, they get fired and then they're allowed to slink away with their violations of rights, their illegality, and their bullshit like that because it's just too much hassle to go after them. And it's like, nah. I want her. I She needs to be held accountable for the insane amount of lies and bullshit that she has done. Like it is terrible. But let's see here. I don't know. There's some fun, various fun things out there, I suppose. But I'm looking. Is there anything in old R politics? God, that's a cesspool. I tend to avoid it just because it's depressing. Uh, let's see. There's an article from the Independent talking about Pam Bondi. You also have again Christy Nome having a bit of a thing with her husband. Again, normally I'm not much one to kiss and tell, but that one's pretty bad. But all right, so Trump ousts Pam Bondi as Attorney General in major shakeup. Trump's former criminal defense attorney, Todd Blanche, will step into intern Attorney General role after Bondi's departure. Donald Trump has fired Attorney General Pam Bondi after a tumultuous 14 months leading a radical transformation and politically driven Department of Justice. Yes, and she should absolutely be held accountable for that one. Hold on one second. Pam did a tremendous job. We love Pam. She'll be transitioned to a much needed, more important role in the private sector to be announced at a date in the near future. And our Deputy Attorney General, very talented and respected. Okay, so leaving, not saying too much nasty about her. Let's see. Bondi said she will transition leadership to Blanche over the next month before she moves to an important private sector role to continue fighting for President Trump and this administration. Are you moving to a different law firm so you can be his personal lawyer in case he is removed? Hey there, Larson. How's it going? It's going fine. We just got done playing through a fun little game demo of Parasite Mutant, which was a spiritual successor to Parasite Eve, the old PlayStation 1 game. And now we're just kind of looking at what's in the news. Not necessarily good news. This is somewhat good news, somewhat bad news. I'm glad she's fired, but kind of wish she would stick around just so, when the hammer drops on the administration, it drops on Pam Bondi as well. But we can hope that people will remember her, and when accountability comes a calling, she will be accounted for. But yeah, I'm kind of interested. Some people were speculating as to why she was ousted all of a sudden, and wondering if this article says it. Historic and high successful efforts make America safer and more secure. Is more bullshit from her. I don't even want to read her words. It's almost entirely nonsensical. Bondi's ousting follows bipartisan outrage over her handling of investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. I know she's been shitting the bed on that one, like obviously. Like withholding documents, releasing them, having them retracted in ways that are not proper, all manner of stuff that, again, I'm not sure if it's 100% bipartisan in the same way we might think, because I don't think conservatives necessarily care about it. They're just upset because they know that their base is pissed off. Because their base was all about, oh, we're finally getting after the pedophile, the elite pedophile ring that's controlling this government. And, turns out, the president is a member of that program. And recovering from, apparently. Let's see. And released millions of files connected to Slade's sex offender. Trump appears to have lost confidence in Bondi's leadership after scandal blew up into a massive political liability for president's allies. President also publicly raged against the Justice Department's failure to prosecute his political enemies after president demanded the imprisonment as cases against former FBI James Comey and Letitia James fell apart in court. Yeah, both of those have fallen apart pretty terribly because they are incredibly trumped up bullshit. Like, Comey's not even a good guy. Comey's a piece of shit. But they tried to basically charge Comey for kind of doing his job according to even their standards, and like they're just upset that nothing came of it. And the court case against Letitia James was a farce, as far as I can see from what I remember reading about it. But I'm kind of curious. Like, he was praising her and saying she's doing a great job up until he announced the departure. Has been reluctant to remove members of cabinet within the first year of his chaotic second stint at the White House after his first work marked by a rapid series of exodus. Yeah, it's weird because he's been trying not to have people leave. Because that was a big thing that obviously was happening a lot in the first term, is people were coming and going all over the place because they were all, sycophantic morons. Why can't we just have a normal year where there isn't stuff like COVID or wars going on? Dude, you're in the wrong generation. Look, most of my adult life, or teenage to adult life now, has been just this bullshit. From Iraq war, Afghanistan, more Iraq, every single financial crisis that we've had, which we've had, I think like 2 or 3 now at this point. The big one, obviously, the 2008, 2009 housing market crash. And I got my master's degree, graduated, and I was already teaching as a GTA. Got a job at a local college from one of my former mentors, which was great. Going to start teaching, and I started teaching just as an adjunct, doing my first classes at a new school in spring 2020. Now, if you remember correctly, spring break 2020, we shut everything down. So I didn't even get 1 month outside of graduate school. I didn't even get 1 semester, I should say, full semester of just teaching normal classes before I had to jump online and take my class that I was teaching in person for the first half, up until spring break. I had to take all of that. So they're like, no, there is no normal. We're not going to get it. Because here's the thing. Let's just say, hypothetical, Trump manages to last to the end of his term, and Democrats take the House, Senate, and let's just say, best case scenario, they take the presidency, all 3. We're then going to have to spend another 4 to 8 years doing 2 monumental tasks. 1, fixing and putting into place major legislation, actual legislation, and even potentially constitutional changes to enshrine and to protect us against any further incursion by people like Trump and MAGA. That's a major undertaking, and it has to happen, because part of the reason why Trump and MAGA have been so successful is because a lot of these things are only vaguely, a lot of the protections, a lot of the stuff that we've enjoyed, these rights that have been trampled upon, have only been circumspectly kind of enshrined and protected by law, not by a lot. So we need to actually make legislation to do that. That's the first major task. The next major task, and this is the part where, again, this is not going to end. You're not going to stop hearing about Trump and the rest of his bullshit, even if he loses in the election, which he should, because he can't run in 2028. Is because we're going to have to spend 4 years prosecuting people. A minimum 4 years prosecuting people. And then we'll have to win the next election after that, the 2032 election, hopefully with president and also hopefully maintaining some degree of Senate and House because we need more time because, again, it's top down. There's been so much criminality there you will easily see, again, if all things were equal and all things were fair and we followed the law, you could easily see hundreds and hundreds of people in Trump's cabinet, high level positions, and even major private citizens, Elon Musk, stuff like that. People like that get charged for many, 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 many crimes. So, in many ways, like as awful as it is, you better get settled into hearing about this orange, pustulant ass clown for at least 4 to 8 more years, unless he dies. But even then, is all his cronies, J.D. Vance and all the rest of them. It ain't going away. Let's see, scheduled testimony. So yeah, this is the thing right here. So Bondi's firing days before his scheduled testimony to members of Congress over Epstein investigation follows the president's removal of now Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and the relatively smooth transition of the role to Mark Wayne Mullen. Jesus, what a clown that douchebag is. It would also go for both sides. Everybody would get at least from what I've heard, and then again, I don't pay much into too much. At least, yeah, it's hard to say how this will all pan out, but honestly, again, the big thing is that we kind of are going to need a major people on both sides getting charged. So here's an interesting thing. You might think that, and I would caution against always both sidings this because for the most part, the the crimes that would be prosecuted or that are going to need to be prosecuted, they need to be kind of treated kind of like a RICO case or the way like Nuremberg was. Because Nuremberg basically treated like this. There's this one great crime, which was the Holocaust and the war crimes that associated with World War II and the Holocaust. And everybody kind of got charged under that banner to some degree of aiding and abetting this specific major campaign of evil. So you probably won't see if something like that were to occur, you won't see like a lot of Democrats up there because for the most part there has not been a lot of Democrats who are aiding and abetting this to any real significant degree. Trump has been very much, like most Republicans, very hardline partisan in the sense that he only relies on his people. So we'll see, but again, that's sadly some time off from where we are. Let's see. Considered Attorney General. Blanche said, more Blanche bullshit. She was already a personal attorney, joined him, yeah, I remember that, nominated by former Representative Matt Gaetz. Again, just like every single person around Trump, and this is just absolutely the most reprehensible people. Matt Gaetz, who literally had sexual misconduct and, again, rape, call it statutory rape where I'm from, but I don't know, with 17-year-old girls who he plied with drugs. Convinced to have sex with him by offering them illicit drugs. Massive piece of shit. All right. More Bondi, more crap. I just want to see if there's any good speculation or reasoning why. It seems to be the only one is, again, her testimony problems. That seems to be the biggest thing that was kind of tripping them up or scaring people to some degree is her testimony.
So I'm kind of curious about that. She should, from all accounts, she should still be um, called in to testify. And it's just talking about all the major stuff that she's been going for. Yeah, she's been using the Justice Department as a personal weapon for Donald Trump, standard stuff. Let's see. She had her first major testifying before Congress, which was pretty disastrous. She had her infamous Dow comment. I'm not seeing any good speculation as far as what specifically set this one off. Because that's what I'm kind of interested about is, again, he hasn't been really firing a lot of people, so it must have been a point of no return here. Let's see, we're going to be having cuts to Medicare and other social services to pay for the war. Almost certainly he will go after that because he desperately needs to, because we actually are kind of somewhat running out of money and funding. The war is very, very expensive very, very quickly, and Trump is not particularly good with finances. Da da da. Not really seeing anything new that really is looking interesting. It's all kind of the same dog shit. Yeah, that looks about right. Just trying to see if there was a... Trying to remember, there's a video I wanted to watch more of, because I watched a little bit of it off stream. I was like, I should watch this and discuss this, but I cannot remember what the fuck it was because my brain is absolutely fried today. Just absolutely gone. It's the end of the week. I'm tired. When isn't the government not running out of money, to be fair? Honestly, not a lot, because this is an interesting problem that is actually kind of unique to Trump and kind of MAGA and Republicans in general. Is that normally the thing is that not so much that we're running out of money, but we're running out of officially allocated funds, because technically, again, the government can't do anything with its money, with any of the taxes and money that's giving to you, unless it has been approved by, again, Congress and whatnot, which is, again, the people, the representatives, because they do not have unilateral power to spend our money. They have to essentially do it in public forum kind of sense with on the Congress floor. So we actually are somewhat running out of money because, again, we could have allocated funds more easily to these things. But again, Trump and the rest of them kind of do that whole, that Wall Street move fast, break things, fix them afterwards, make tons of money real quick, and then move on. They operate under that thing, but under that kind of ideology. But government does not work that way at all. So they end up moving fast, breaking a bunch of shit, but then they're tied. Like, well, hold on, we can't just allocate money. We can't just take money from here or there. It's like, no, you can't. We are incredibly rich, but you cannot move this money. So it's an interesting problem we're seeing. But oh, are they making a dungeon crawler series? What's this I see? They're making a Dungeon Crawler Carl series, eh? Seth MacFarlane's Fuzzy Door, Chris Yost lands at Peacock. I can't read the story because they want me to... Yeah, they want me to sign up for some shit, whatever. Interesting. Chris Yost will write. What has Chris Yost done? Ba ba ba. Interesting. Chris Yost, what have you done? A lot of Marvel crap. Okay. Fuzzy Door. Evasion have wiped out most of humanity. Sounds bad. Now try to bare feet and stuck in himself. Tiara wearing cat. That's standard. Okay. Dungeon crawler stuff. News of the show set up at Peacock comes not long after Dinneman told Variety in a review that the project was close to the point where a decision needed to be made, like contracts handled. My question is this going to be animated? It sounds, again, it's going to Fuzzy Door Studios, which I think is primarily just well, no, they do live action stuff and other stuff like that. Okay, so interesting. I'm wondering. It probably will be animated. Let's see. Got any information on this? Concerned about the process of live action series versus an anime, given the fantasy nature of the book. Express confidence. Oh, so it will be live action. Okay, there we go. Nice to see. We're not going to do it if it's going to look absolutely shit. They will do CGI testing on Princess Donut and stuff like that. And that's all I can say. I think it's all going to be hinge on what it looks like. But Fuzzy Door, especially if you watch Ted or The Orville, you see they know what they're doing when it comes to this. Okay. So let's look at Christopher Yost. What have you done? Looks like some comic book writing. That's not so bad. That's okay. And what else? Boy, internet is really dog-ass slow over on my area. I'm sorry about this. Let's see. Ooh. Okay. So writer here. He was the writer for the Cowboy Bebop remake. That's not a good thing. He was yeah, he did 10 episodes of that. He wrote he was the creator and writer, primary creator and writer for the Cowboy Bebop remake. That's bad. Oh no. That's not good. And what else was he involved with? He did some Hulk stuff, some early animated stuff, Thor Dark World. And then a bit of Thor Ragnarok. Oof. Oof. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, I don't know how that's going to go. That. Oof. That sounds dreadful. Well, I mean, we'll see how it turns out, but rough. That sounds rough to me. I do not trust a lot of that. But we'll see. Again, we'll see how it goes. But an interesting idea there. We could see it again. I haven't, my brother has those books and he's reading through a bunch of them. I haven't really touched upon them. They seem fine-ish. I'm not really in the mood to read that kind of fiction, but it probably is all right. Fun, easy reading kind of thing. But let's see. Yeah, I think we did all right, and we might, if possible, we might post up that gameplay for the Parasite Mutant with some thoughts on it on one of the alternate channels. We might do that. I'm looking to see if there's like if there's a good debate that I missed, like a good fun debate. I feel like that would be kind of a fun thing to kind of review. But nothing's really coming to mind. Nothing's really. I'm looking through and I'm not seeing anything too interesting on the debate sphere. Maybe I missed. Maybe I missed some good ones. Maybe I missed some good ones. You never know. But I am not seeing anything really jumping out to me. But I think we might call it an early night here because I didn't get quite as much editing done as I wanted to today. I was doing a bunch of chores, house chores and shit like that. But we were doing okay with that. Got some of that done, which is nice. It's always nice to get some of that done. Yeah, now I think we're going to go ahead and end it early today. We might be on tomorrow. We might go back to kind of a more normal schedule. We might also do more late night stuff. But thank you all for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Until next time, and as always, I hope you have a good one.